Okay, thank you for sending in your essay. This essay is for the short story 11. The question was, why do you believe Mrs. Price acted the way she did? Okay, let's start. First of all, I can see that it's quite a short essay, as you can see. I know you took the whole 40 minutes to write this essay. I think you should practice more and work on having longer essays. Usually when the essay is longer, more developed, it usually scores higher. Okay. Mrs. Price had several reasons for the way she acted. First, the sweater was sitting in the coat room for about a month, and maybe it bothered her. So I think that's the first reason, is that it bothered her. I don't like using the word maybe, as I said in a previous video, or more than one actually. Try to show that your opinion is in a way certain, and that you know what you're talking about, and you're not really, maybe, might, words like that show some kind of lack of confidence, which is sometimes something we don't want to see in your essays. Second, so that's our second one, the problem was taking too much time in her math period. So time. Okay, the use of the word in here, the preposition in, is inappropriate. If Mrs. Price acted in a sophisticated manner, it wouldn't have be such a big deal. It wouldn't have been such a big deal. Okay, I really don't like the use of the word sophisticated because I really don't understand what you mean by sophisticated manner here. You should have elaborated a little bit and explained how you think Mrs. Price should have acted in order for this not to be such a big deal. Again, the use of an expression or words like big deal is quite informal, and I would prefer a stronger word. Better vocabulary is something they always look for in your essay. Okay, so basically I understand now that you have two reasons. One is that she was bothered with having the sweater for a long time, so she wanted to get rid of the sweater in the first place. And second is that the problem, the issue, was taking too much time from her lesson or from her class, so she wanted to get rid of it quickly. So I can see that these are the two reasons you have. I prefer that we have three reasons, okay, in 3 paragraphs, 3 body paragraphs with 3 reasons, but if you could only think of these 2, then that's fine. Your introduction is a little bit short, and you don't give me any background information about the story. Now, even though you're not asked to summarize the story, referring in the introduction briefly to the main points of the story, especially those that are related to how Mrs. Price acted, is very important. Okay, so Mrs. Price had several reasons for the way she acted, as you said at the beginning. I would have liked to see more elaboration here on how she acted, okay, or why she did what she did. Just let me know that there's someone called Rachel. She's a student in class. Mrs. Price is the teacher. Mrs. Price did so and so, and Rachel was sad, stuff like that. Just give me a brief background summary of the story before you get into the details of the actual reasons why Mrs. Price acted that way. Okay, the red sweater was in the coat room for more than a month. Mrs. Price wanted to get rid of it, even if she had to blame another pupil for it. She just handed it to Rachel after Sylvia Saldivar claimed it was Rachel's. She obviously didn't care who got the sweater and whose was it. Okay, this is a wrong use of the word whose. I would prefer that you write this sentence structure in a different way. Later, Phyllis Lopez got it after he said it was his. Okay, not sure if it's a he or a she here. I think it was a she. You're missing one major part of writing here. Transitions. Words like however, moreover, furthermore, nevertheless, although, on the one hand, on the other hand, also, in addition, stuff like that really better explain what you want to say. They explain your ideas more clearly, and they make your essay longer, and they get you good grades. Okay, so we need to use transitions here. Now, Rachel, that's enough. Okay, so you used quotes here from the actual story, which is something you should be doing in every single paragraph. So you missed this here. No quotes. No proof from the story, okay, that Mrs. Price wanted to get rid of the sweater because it was there for a long time. Then she blamed another pupil for it and everything you wrote here. Where's the proof? I need proof from the story. Okay, for the second paragraph right here, again, no transitions. Okay, I would have liked to see something here explaining to me that this is your first idea, and then something here that's saying this is another idea, or a second idea, or furthermore, or also, or in addition to the reason that you just talked about, the other reason is so-and-so, something like that. You just started with a quote right away. And you need to tell me who said this quote. So, something like, Mrs. Price said, now Rachel, that's enough. Mrs. Price told Rachel, then you start your quotation marks, now Rachel, that's enough. Mrs. Price really didn't seem to care about Rachel's feelings about the sweater. She just wanted to go on with her math, with her lesson, with her class. If I were in Mrs. Price's place, I would just leave it in the coat room until the rightful owner would come to claim it. It's not that big of a deal. It is not that big of a deal. Okay, and I prefer that you actually write it is, no apostrophes. And Mrs. Price just made it into a huge deal. Again, huge deal, big deal, informal. I prefer using better vocabulary. Unfortunately, Mrs. Price hadn't taken care of this issue in a right manner. Using the simple past would be more appropriate here. Mrs. Price didn't take care of this issue in a right manner. So then, Rachel ended up in tears. She was extremely upset because it was her birthday and she was crying on it. Doesn't really make sense to say crying on it, referring to birthday here. Mrs. Price could have been a lot nicer to Rachel since it was her birthday. Now, I don't like your assumption that Mrs. Price should have been a lot nicer to Rachel only because it was Rachel's birthday. She was wrong to act that way, even if it wasn't Rachel's birthday. So giving more precise reasons why Mrs. Price was wrong would have been a good addition to this essay. So overall, your essay is good. It is a little bit short. You are lacking the use of transitions, which are very important throughout your essay. You need to have quotes, okay, quotations from the essay, from the story, proving your points. It should be in the introduction, should be in the body paragraphs, it should be in the conclusion. I would have liked to see a third body paragraph, so 3 reasons, not just 2. I would have liked to see the transitions, stronger vocabulary, and better reasons, or perhaps better elaboration on why Mrs. Price was wrong, or why she could have been a lot nicer to Rachel at the end of your essay. I encourage you to look at my other videos on this same essay, okay, 11, and watch them. Look at my notes there, and listen to my commentary on those essays, and perhaps rewrite this essay in a better manner if you want, and I'll be glad to take a look at it as well. Okay, so good luck, and let me know if you need anything or you have any questions.